The most idiotic internet trends to ever exist. Part 1. There was a weird and dangerous trend called the 911 prank call trend. Apparently, that's a trend where people would just randomly call 911 and give false reports, which that itself is a very stupid thing to do. Making a false 911 call is not a joke. It's not something that you should do. It's illegal. Making false 911 calls tend to have consequences, legal consequences, such as charged as a misdemeanor, potential penalties including fines, community service. You could get jail time as well. And what's worst of all is if the false call results in serious harm, it could be seen as a felony. So maybe, I don't know, don't do it. There's another internet trend called the frozen honey trend. Now, I'm going to be clear about something. The frozen honey itself is not actually that dangerous. For those of you who don't know about that, it's basically that you just put honey in a bottle, you put it in the freezer, let it freeze up until it's frozen enough, and then boom, you got yourself a tasty snack. No harm done, right? Well, actually, there's just one thing you need to know about honey. You see, nothing bad happens if you only eat a little bit of the honey. But for the frozen honey challenge, that's not the case. For the frozen honey challenge, you need to chug all of the honey in one shot. And that's not a good thing. Here's why. Honey can cause diarrhea. Why? Because it contains something called fructose. And having high fructose can lead to incomplete fructose absorption. And when I say diarrhea, I do not mean that in a lighthearted way. If you eat that much honey in one shot, you'll end up having the most horrible diarrhea of your life. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating, but that's definitely not pleasant. So maybe just avoid this if you want to enjoy frozen honey. That might be best. There is a very weird and dangerous trend called the NyQuil chicken challenge. In in case of the image doesn't really put into perspective what it is, it's basically that you just boil chicken in NyQuil, which is extremely dangerous because NyQuil is not something to be consumed, it's an actual cough medicine. And medical experts say otherwise. Want to know what they said? Medical experts say that overdosing on this stuff can have very serious consequences, such as dizziness, drowsiness, elevated blood pressure and heart rate, hallucinations, and liver damage. But there's actually a lot more if there's suspect of overdose, which can be agitation, confusion, or an altered state of mind or mental state, whatever you call that one. Drowsiness, heart palpitations, nausea or vomiting, shallow breathing, and sweating or elevated body temperature. And it goes without saying that it could also lead to death. So I hope you don't end up doing this one. I certainly hope not because that is completely dangerous. And how can we forget the boat jumping challenge? A challenge where you jump off a speeding boat. And do you want to know what happened when 4 people in Alabama tried this challenge? Those 4 people died from jumping off the boats. So why did they end up dying? Well, you see, if you jump off a speeding boat and hit the water hard, you end up hurting yourself severely. Like you can even break your neck and drown. That's not a very good thing. So don't do it. That's all. I'll see you in the next part. Bye.